YouTube, Creeposaur from Creeposaur Inc. here, back for some more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. And today we're going to be talking about two very iconic cards from the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, where it took place with Yugi and Kaiba and all of his friends. These two cards were very iconic in terms of the use of them, but now that we're finally getting them, the effects that they have are ridiculous, and they pretty much hold up to what they were in the anime. So we're going to be talking about the cards Holding Arms and Holding Legs. Personally speaking, these cards were very iconic for me when I was little and I was first watching this show, and now that we're finally getting them and that their effects are also ridiculous to coincide with what they were in the anime, that's pretty cool. So let's finally get into this card effects because that's what we're here for, so let's just jump right in. So first off, Holding Arms is a dark level 4 fiend effect monster with 500 attack and 1200 defense, and it's a trigger continuous. Anyway, so this card's effect is if this card is normal or special summon, so you can pendulum summon this card, and its effect will still go off. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls while this card is face-up on the field. That face-up monster cannot attack, also its effects are negated. While that face-up monster is on the field, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So that's a really good effect. It's, in terms of speaking, if you wanted to relate it to another card, it's very much like the card Fiendish Chain. But this is like adding more, so if you want to play like 6 copies in total, if you're playing like 2 Fiendish Chain or 3 Holding Arms, totally go for that if you're playing like a burn deck or whatever. But this card can be normal or special summon, as it says. You can pendulum summon and will still get its effect, but then you can target one monster your opponent controls and that monster can attack, and also its effects are negated. So pretty much is a, yeah, it can attack. I was just making sure, sorry, I really got confused there for a second. It pretty much is a Fiendish Chain that is monster on the field, but also it can't be destroyed by battle. So you're probably going to want to special summon this instead of normal summoning it. So you're definitely going to be playing this in a pendulum deck. Then always just put it down in defense position because you don't want it to take all that damage when you have it in attack mode, because then, you know, that's not good. So while your opponent controls that monster, I can't get attacked or anything like that, or destroy card effects. So that's ridiculous because maybe you drop this while your opponent has an Exister, making it very hard for your opponent to get around this card. So I could really see this coming out in the future, and it's going to go up in price a lot. So hopefully I can get my hands on this when I get myself some Millennium Packs. Hopefully you can too before it skyrockets in price. Next up, we got a card called Holding Legs. The only difference between these two cards is also its effect. It's, you know, attack and defense. But in terms of art, the only thing is that it does have the Millennium Eye symbol, and it has the cuff things and the chain, but here on this certain little area here, it's all chain, but on Holding Arms, it does have a bar and then turn into chains. So if you don't like know the name in particular, but you do remember it by art, well, that's the difference. So again, it's another dark monster, another level 4, another fiend. It's an effect monster as well, 800 attack and 600 defense, and it's a trigger ignition. If this card is summoned, so it can be normal, special, or a pendulum summoned, if you wanted to know, and it returns all spell and trap cards on the field back to the hand. That's amazing! So it's pretty much a replacement for Heavy Storm in terms of they don't get destroyed, but they do go back to the hand, so that's a very useful card. So if you pendulum summon this, I would definitely see people who play pendulum decks playing this so that they can get around a lot of back row, because I do see a lot of problems with a lot of the new decks. They have a lot of problems getting around back row and stuff like that, unlike Cosmo, which they can play back row, but I can see this in the future being played a lot. Again, since it's super rare, probably going to go more in price than Holding Arms. So hopefully, again, I can get my hands on it, and hopefully you guys can too. If you guys want to know what set this is coming out of, this is coming out of the Millennium Pack, so I'm definitely going to do a discussion on that as well, because that's going to be a very interesting pack to see what's inside of it. Hopefully they have a list for it, or maybe they have a teaser list, and I'll definitely go and check that out for you guys as well. So it returns all spell and trap cards on the field, but they have to be set. They can't just be face up on the field, or else that would be too overpowered. Next effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one set spell trap card your opponent controls. That set card cannot be activated until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it pretty much has 2 effects, and both dealing with set back row. So it's not like if they have a face-up spell trap card again, you can just get rid of it. It has to be set, so you just can't, you know, get rid of all of its back row, which makes sense. They don't want another Heavy Storm running rampant again, because again, if you get rid of the face-up spell trap cards, that means that you can get rid of their pendulums, and that would be a little bit too overpowered for this format, because Konami is really trying to push their pendulums, and they don't want to see their pendulums get destroyed by just a card they got released and like mess up their whole market and everything. You guys understand what I'm talking about. So I'm really excited for this card, holding legs over holding arms. I really hope I get my hands on it because set back row is one of the scariest things in Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you're playing a deck like me, like Monarch, we lose to back row a lot because if they flip something like Breakthrough Skill or Mirror Force, if I have the Monarch Stormforth, I'm fine. Not the Monarch Stormforth. If I have the March of the Monarchs, I should be fine. But, in any other occasion, they're going to get destroyed, and then I lose my whole field. Then I can usually recycle it. But then my opponent has an open field for them to work with, which isn't always the best thing for Monarchs, because you can get easily OTK'd unless you have, like, Prime of the Monarch, bring it out, and all that jazz that people tech in and all that, whatever. Prime of the Monarch is basic for the deck, but that's besides the point. I'm going off topic. But anyway, I'm really excited for this card to come out. Hopefully I can get it before the price skyrockets, and hopefully before people actually start to notice this card's an actual thing. Anyway, I want to hear what you guys think about these two cards in the comment section below, because I'd be really excited to see what you guys think. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button as hard as you can, and subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. And as always, hope you enjoyed.